I'm very pleased to invite Reverend Dr. Dale Acevedo to speak next. He's the senior minister at the Barrington Congregational Church and a member of the Rhode Island Religious Coalition for Reproductive Freedom.
Thank you, Nicole. I stand here today as a faith leader, as a man, and as a resident of Rhode Island. As a person of faith, I need to start off by declaring clearly and unequivocally that for God, all life is sacred, that each person, each being is of sacred worth and utterly precious in God's eyes. I must also clearly state that our God is a God of freedom and a God of choice. From the earliest stories of our creation, God imbued in us the rights and power to choose. And because of this, God is well aware, even more so than we are here, of the complexity of the issues that we discuss here today. As a person of God, as an authorized minister in the United Church of Christ, as a husband and a father, I acknowledge to you that this issue is not just a moral issue or a medical issue or even a theological issue. It is all of these things, but it is also a justice issue. Safe and effective health care, including reproductive choice, will always be available to those who have wealth and means. It is the poor, the marginalized, the disenfranchised, who need their rights and freedoms, and in this case, the autonomy of their own bodies and their reproductive health protected. And that is why I stand before you today as a man. This is not a women's issue. This is not a feminist issue. It is a human issue. It is an issue of equality and disparity. If the only voices that speak up for justice and compassion are those that are threatened, then they have already lost. It is our job, it is our responsibility to stand with those who are marginalized and at risk, with those who are threatened and ignored, with those who are most vulnerable in our society. And I thank those of you who are here today for having the courage and the audacity to do just that. Now, some will say, as you've undoubtedly already heard, that this is not a pressing issue, that these rights are already protected on the federal level, as we've heard, that Roe versus Wade settled this debate long ago. But if that was the case, why are we still being forced to defend it? Why is it that that 45-year-old decision is still being challenged? And why are federal and state political leaders trying to diminish or eliminate altogether the rights of women already protected by the United States Supreme Court? And why is Rhode Island still failing to pass laws that comply or repeal laws which violate that landmark decision? As a person of faith, as a leader in my community, as a resident of the state of Rhode Island, I cannot sit back and be silent while the rights and freedoms of those I love, and even of those I do not know, are threatened. The time is now, as leaders in your own communities, as people of faith and/or conviction, to stand with the women of Rhode Island and with all those who are threatened, and to lift our voices with theirs, and to protect the rights and freedoms that we all deserve. Thank you.